Hi guys, Leah here with Ode to Paper, and I am here today with the Interview a Scrapbooker tag. So, what an interesting concept. Of course, I'm not putting my face on camera. I'm not comfortable with that yet. My YouTube channel is fairly new. It's actually been around a while, but it's new that I'm regularly posting and scrapbooking. So, my name is Leah. My social handle is Ode to Paper. I am on Instagram, Pinterest, and I do have a Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel. So, I am new to scrapbooking. I've been scrapbooking, actually started shortly before the pandemic started. And it was something I had been watching several people on YouTube and thought, I have all the supplies for this. Why am I not doing this? Because it's a creative outlet. And one of the things I realized over the last few years, I've been a card maker for years, but I've been an artist of sorts for many, many years, probably all of my life. And you'll notice the dirty hands because I just finished a mixed media piece that I'm going to show you as well. So back to the story. I started scrapbooking shortly before the pandemic. I've been a card maker for years. I had all the supplies to do this. So I thought, why am I not doing this? So that's how my journey began with scrapbooking. I love the scrapbooking community. One of my biggest inspirations to start scrapbooking was Shannon Allure, who is She's Crafty on YouTube, as well as oh my gosh, Janet from RTS, and Nicole Jones was a big one for me as well. So yeah, that's how I came about to start scrapbooking. Now, like I said, I've been working in other sorts of art venues, not venues, but processes, genres, if you want to call it that, for many, many years. My mom was an artist and taught us everything she learned how to do, she would teach us. So yeah, it's not a new concept to me. And I just love it. I'm one of those creative people that has to have a creative outlet. I have to be able to create something every day. And if I don't, and my kids laugh at me, but I get cranky. That's all there is to it. I get cranky. I feel out of sorts. I saw there's an ephemera piece that sums it up perfectly. And I believe it's from Tracy Reed. But I have to pull it out and show it to you so I get the proper wording. And it is, oh yeah, a craft a day keeps the existential dread away. And yes, that is exactly me. This is me, by the way. You're not going to see me on camera because I'm kind of shy that way. But that's how I feel. In a nutshell, I can escape. I can, you know, let the creativity flow. I can just do whatever I want, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I just do it, and it makes me happy. So I thought I would show you some of my favorite layouts, because I'm not showing my face on camera. So some of my, actually, I've grown quite a bit in the last few months, scrapbooking wise. Some of my most favorite layouts have come in the last couple of months. And this is one of them that I did for the Confessions of a Paper Addict birthday hop that we did last month. And I used the cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. And I love this one. I love the colors. I just love how it all came together. The balloons, backing the balloons. I loved every minute of the process of this page. So while I pull that one aside, I'll just talk to you about my YouTube goals. So my YouTube goals for the next year are to bring in more of the other art that I love to do into my channel. One of those is mixed media. And if you watch my Scrappy Goals video, you will have seen this set of tags. This is one of the things I absolutely adore doing. I love doing tags. The size, I don't know what it is. I just love doing it. And the fact that they actually go together, they match. So they, you know, 3 pieces of a whole just makes them all that much more fun. So, and that's one of my goals for my YouTube channel. My other one is to find a balance. I want to find a balance of series that I want to do and, you know, that sort of thing. But I want to be able to create in the collaborations that are coming out and the celebrations of the number of, you know, YouTube subscribers like we have for a bunch of people. So we have one at the end of the month for MK Gun, and I want to be able to participate more in those. And the more series I do, because I work full time, the more series that I create for myself, the more work it is and the less time I have to do for those little spontaneous things that I like to do. So that's my other goal. So here is a layout I did of my grandson Colton using the Heidi Swap Wolf Pack, and we call him Cocoa Bear. So the title is Bear Adventures, and I have these fussy cut bears here. So much fun. So some more questions. So I have questions from Jen Gagne, who is Kay's mom on YouTube. So what we did was we picked 5 questions. Jen paired us up to who we were going to receive from and who we were going to send to. So Jen sent me questions. I sent my questions to Kelsey Webster, who is also another one of my inspirations on YouTube. So, and one of Jen's questions is, what is my scrapbooking process? How do I start a layout? Take us through your steps. So, I generally start with the photo. Now, I've challenged myself the last few months because I joined the How to Kill a Kit with Style collaboration. And in that, you pick out your kit at the beginning of the month. So you pick out all your papers, you know, whatever you want to put in your kit. My kit this month is a combination of I have to think about it for a second. It is, oh my goodness, brain farts. It is Pink Paisley Bloom Street by Paige Evans. Wow. As well as Create Paper Farmhouse Market. So those are the 2 I'm working with. And within that, I can still start with a photo, but I find I have to really consider my photo as to my paper kit this month. So normally I would start with the photo, look for a background paper, and then all of my embellishments would come from the inspiration in the background paper and the photo. With the How to Kill It Kit with Style, I can still do that, but my photo choices are a lot more limited, which I like, and it's also allowing me to use up, you know, kits and stuff that I had that I'm sitting on, hoarding, because they're so pretty. So here's another one of my favorite layouts. This is my daughter Paige and her 2 school friends. They're all in university, and they had got dressed up and went out. So I really liked this because I started with, I believe it's an 8x8, and matted it and then worked my way out from there. And I absolutely love this paper, and I believe this is an Anna Griffin paper. Yes, it is. From 2001. So it's on the thin side, but with the cardstock in the center, it solids it up more. So yeah, I absolutely loved the color palette, and with the girls' clothes, it really matched well. So another question, my favorite technique that I keep going back to, oh my gosh, I don't know that I have one yet. I'm, still fairly new. I love layers. I love inking edges, but sometimes inking edges just grunges it up a little too much for me. I like a really clean layout, so I don't ink. But yeah, that's hard to say. Favorite technique. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't think I have one. I honestly don't think I have one. No. So this is a gorgeous dragonfly that was drying itself out on my mom's gazebo last summer. And I had to take a picture of it. And this color palette is like my ultimate, absolute favorite color palette. So one of Jen's questions is, when did you decide to create a YouTube channel, and do you have any advice for people thinking about starting their own channel? Pardon me, sorry. I created a YouTube channel actually a few years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. But it was based around, I wanted to do more of my mixed media videos, but I didn't have enough knowledge on video editing and, stuff like that, in where I could get a video that was down to a certain amount of minutes that wouldn't bore people and they'd go, what, you have a 2-hour video? Because mixed media takes a long time to do between drawing time and, layers and stuff like that. So, I started it. It kind of went to the wayside. I did some live mixed media videos and then posted them. But again, they're long videos, right? So my channel kind of died off for a while. I wasn't too concerned about it until I started scrapbooking. And I thought, wow, okay, let's get back on that bandwagon. Now, my advice for people thinking about starting their own channel is actually based around your editing software. I went the hard way. Yeah, I know. It's something I do. Gotta start the hard way, right? My biggest mistake was I purchased the best film editing software I could afford. But then I didn't know how to use it, and the instructions that I could find online were too choppy. Nobody started at the beginning and went through a whole video editing process so I could learn step by step by step. So the steps are all out there, but they're all filmed and posted in chunks, and they're not in order. So I needed something that would get me through how to edit the video from start to finish. So what I did was I paid for this expensive software and got so frustrated with it, I was going to give up the whole thing. Just give up filming, give up the whole thing. And then I was reading a forum online, and they were talking about using Movie Maker, which to me has been around for years. It's a Microsoft Windows program, and I thought, it can't do what I need it to do. But you know what? It does. I need to edit, be able to trim my video, add photos, do a voiceover, and export into an MP4. That's what I need it to do. I don't need the expensive software. And since I switched over, and I'll put it in perspective for you. The expensive video editing software I paid $160 Canadian for. The Windows Movie Maker, $15. And I am so much more relaxed with it, not stressed out about it. It takes minutes to edit, upload, the whole bit, whereas the other one would take me hours. So that's my biggest piece of advice. Don't start big and complicated. Find a video editing software that does exactly what you need it to do, not more. If you need more down in the future, then you look then. But I promise you'll save yourself a huge amount of frustration. All right, so here's another one of my favorites. Again, the color palette speaks to me. I've always been drawn to certain color palettes. Even when I was teaching art class, everything. I don't know what it is, but always. And here's another one of my favorites. And this paper collection, and I know I've mentioned it in several of my videos, so far has got to be my absolute favorite, and it is the Auburn Lane collection. I'm absolutely love it. This was a fun collection as well. This was the Stamp Market Color Crush collection, and I really enjoyed that. And actually, there's 2 layouts in here, maybe. Nope, I didn't bring the other one out. Okay, so I did a couple of layouts using this collection, and I loved every one of them. I have a series that I'm going to do probably next year because I'm overloaded right now, I find, on song titles, using song titles as your scrapbook layout titles. So this is one of them, and it says "You're My Best Friend," which of course is a song, and I don't have it on the back. I usually do. And this is my dog Abby. A lot of my favorite layouts I also find showcase my favorite subjects, right? You'll find that. I certainly found that. This one, again, the color palette, the teals and the blues and the greens, just love them. And that is my grandson Colton when he was just started to walk. I've mentioned already that mixed media is one of my favorite ways to create. And this one has, you know, some ink blending in the background. Again, my grandson Colton, and I wanted to grunge it up, so I did ink everything. Oh, cut files and grandson again, and music. So we're a huge musical family. I know I mentioned that in the process video. This cut file I absolutely loved. So again, one of my favorites. And that brings me to another question from Jen, is if I could design my own products or collection, what would it be? So here's the thing. I love all art. Anything to do with art, color, and paper. Huge paper. I would love to design my own, well, I'll just put it frankly. I'd love to be Vicky Boutin. If I could design my own products, my own paper line, art products, I would be over the moon. That is, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. So Cool Like Mom is another one of my favorites. And again, my favorite subject is Colton. But the colors turned out so good in this, and I didn't even add any black. I was gonna add black, and I thought, no, you know what? I really like the red, the yellow, and the white. It doesn't need the black. Unfortunately, it has a little bit of black here, a little bit of black here, you know, here and there. But it's not enough to take over and say, where's your other black? And the last one I brought to show you is this one that I completed last summer when I was in Ottawa. And this is my daughter Paige and her boyfriend Jared. And this is how the song title series came about. Because I looked at the picture and I did the layout before I even had a title idea, which happens a lot. And I thought, this, I wanted, the picture screamed, I got you, babe. And my sister had an embroidery machine, so I embroidered a title and fussy cut it out. And it's just perfect. It matches her shirt, the orange in her shirt, which is picked up in other places here as well. So it just kind of pulled it all together. And that's what started the idea for the song title scrapbooking series, which I hope to do next year. All right, I have one more piece to show you, and this is the one I just finished, as you can see from the matching paint on my hands. This is an assemblage piece that I just finished using old bits of jewelry and some Tim Holtz and also some resin frames that I had created. So yeah, this, I've always loved to do this. I love it. I don't know how else to tell you. And that brings me to my last question from Jen, which is, what is your favorite thing about the scrapbooking community? I gotta tell you, it is very welcoming. I've been on a lot of card making for years. I was on a lot of design teams for card makers. So, and I did some mixed media work with my design teams, but it wasn't a major focus, which I would have preferred. But I just found the scrapbooking community to be extremely welcoming. And it's not competitive. I mean, yeah, we all go out there and we have our styles, and some people are on design teams and some people, are not. Myself, I'm on one design team. That's all I need. I'm on Nicole Jones 911. I love her digital embellishments, and that's why I applied for the team. It's not so much anymore that I need to be on a design team to get noticed. I need to, well, to be honest, when I stopped being on design teams for card making, I felt lost because I wasn't part of that community anymore. But I also found that a lot of it was that you had to be on a design team to be part of that community. And once I started scrapbooking and I started, making scrappy friends online, I found that everybody is so welcoming, and it doesn't matter your background or what medium you use, or whether you do mixed media or you just stick with paper, or you're on a design team or you're not. It's a community in itself, so the competition isn't there. And I'll give you two examples. One of them is Nicole Jones 911 Designs design team. And I had a few questions because I was on a few design teams before. I had a few questions for her based around how she wanted us to schedule, what groups we could go in, what products we could use while we're using her products, because a lot of other companies don't allow you to use other companies' products when you're advertising for them, right? And Nicole's answer to me was, it's a big community. You don't have to stick with just mine. And so it was like she was telling me that there was enough room for her and other companies to share the spotlight. And I thought, wow, that's a breath of fresh air. The other thing I noticed was when I was accepted into the Scrappy Inspiration YouTube and Instagram Hops community, there was no questions asked. No, well, and I'm struggling with words because I was so welcomed into it. I asked one lady, how do I get involved with this collaboration, which was How to Kill a Kit with Style? And she said, you know what? I'm going to let you in. And here's another one. You can get in on this one too. And it was like, wow, I didn't have to beg. I didn't have to compete. I didn't have to try out, apply, nothing. And they've just been so welcoming. And that's one of my favorite things about the scrapbooking community. And I've had questions for, I've asked questions of certain scrapbookers, and I mean, I kind of felt like a stalker a little bit, but I reached out to Laura Alberts and I said, can I please ask a question? I'm a huge fan. I watch your YouTube videos all the time, and I apologize for just, cold calling you like this on Facebook, but can I ask, how do you do this? And it was about editing her video. I said, what program do you use? Because I was so lost at that point. I was still struggling with that expensive, editing software, and she was so welcoming and easy to talk to and didn't mind answering my questions. And another one is Heather's Crafty Life. That was the same with her. I reached out and I said, can I ask a question? And she said, absolutely. That's the sort of thing I mean about the scrapbooking community. I don't feel like I have to be on a design team to be part of the community. I'm already in it. Because I scrapbook, I'm in it. And I feel like I'm in it. And that is going to lead me to the end of my video for interviewing a scrapbooker tag. And again, I want to thank the scrapbooking community for being so welcoming and for having me along for this wonderful creative ride. And I will see you again soon. And don't forget to take a look at the list down below and just keep on moving through the list. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody else's answers to the questions as well. Have a great day, guys.